Welcome to your active aging workout. I'm Coach Jody Becker and your athlete today is Sheila Trelevon. We're going to start warming up in the swim spa holding on to the Aqua Strength bells. You want your feet about shoulder width apart. Bring those shoulders down underneath the water. Arms are extended out in front of you. Rotate your wrists side to side. Take a few breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth. We're going to be spending 30 minutes in the water today, so take your time getting warmed up. Check in with your body. From here, you're going to spread the arms nice and wide into a V. Keeping a nice soft grip on the Aqua Strength bells, continue rotating through your wrists. Notice the weight of your feet connecting to the swim spa floor. Maybe think about spreading your toes nice and wide. You want even pressure from your heels to your toes. Great. From here, we're going to bring the swim spa bells beside your ribs. Keeping the elbows nice and tight to your ribs, one hand at a time, make nice big circles. So start by going clockwise, and then you can switch to counterclockwise. So again, about 30 seconds here, taking your time, checking in, notice if you're feeling any tension. Doesn't have to mean anything, just notice it. Couple more. Awesome. Continuing to connect with your breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Moving on to the lower body, you can put the bells beside you. Hopefully you've got your fins strapped around your ankles. Grab onto the side of the swim spa. And we're going to start to warm up through the glutes and the hamstrings. So taking your weight into the leg that is closest to the wall and keeping your foot flexed, you're going to kick your moving leg forwards and backwards. If you need a little extra balance, use your free hand to scull the water. And just do a quick check to make sure your shoulders are right up over your hips and your hips are right over that standing ankle. This is a great one to help improve your balance. And if you're feeling like you don't need to hold on to the side of the swim spa, feel free to let it go. And you can head on over to the other side or turn around to get the other leg warmed up. So you should feel this one firing up through the glutes. Again, keeping the foot flexed will increase the intensity. If you want to decrease the intensity, you can always point your toe. And notice that grip on the side of the swim spa wall. Are you gripping for dear life or is it a nice, relaxed grip? For our final exercise of warm up, we're going to grab onto the barbell. Hold it out in front of you with your arms straight. Hands are going to be about shoulder width apart. So for this movement, you want to take your feet about shoulder width apart as well and come into a semi-squat. So knees are slightly bent. Notice the pressure on either foot. You want equal pressure from left foot and right foot. And once you feel steady, you're going to start to rotate through the shoulders and the torso, trying to keep the hips square to the front of the swim spa. So again, a nice relaxed grip. If you want to make it a little easier or decrease the intensity, you can widen the grip. And if you want to increase the intensity a little bit, you can bring your hands closer together. You will see that theme throughout the rest of the workout. When holding on to the barbell, typically it's easier if your hands are wider apart and more challenging if they're close together. So that movement is all about warming up through the abdominals. We've done our full body warm up and are ready to get into the strength and cardio set. So this is going to be about 20 minutes. I'm going to provide lots of options for progression and regression. So starting with the barbell chest press to squat. So a chest press is exactly like you know it to be. You want to push that barbell out in front of you. Try to keep the barbells underneath the water. So those bells, you want to keep them underneath the water. If you want to decrease the intensity a little bit, you can have them out of the water. And then you're going to start to add in a squat. So with our squat, you want nice heavy heels, light toes. Imagine you're sending the hips back. And it's all about squat and press. When you press, keep the core engaged. So imagine you're sucking in through the belly button and the diaphragm. And that's giving you that nice upper body chest strength. In the water, it is the opposite of working out on land. So the hardest part for the squat is actually the down. So bringing the hips towards the swim spa floor, you're having to use the resistance of water, and then the buoyancy helps you come back up. So really be mindful when you're sending the hips back. Good. From here, we're going to place the barbell on the side of the swim spa and move into a leg exercise. We call it the high knee to leg extension. So again, you're going to hold on to the side of the swim spa. Your standing leg is the leg that is closest to the wall. From there, the moving leg, you're going to bring the knee up in line with the hip to a right angle and then kick out from the knee. So similar to our warm-up, if that foot is flexed, you're going to have the most intense version of this movement. And if you point your toe, it'll be slightly easier. So to make this one a little bit more difficult, you can do a couple things. You can not place your foot back on the floor between each movement. You can just increase the intensity by kicking, keeping that knee up in line with the hip. And we can turn around now or switch sides. And it's all about the pace as well. So again, another way to increase the intensity would be to pick up the pace. And same goes if you want to take it slow today. You have to listen to your body, do what's best for your body. Don't feel like you have to rush. We're really working here to connect the mind and the body together, being mindful of how this feels, one leg to the other, what's going on with the knee. Great job. So we're gonna grab on now to our Aqua Strength bell. You just need one. And we're gonna start in a standing position, shoulders over hips, over knees, over ankles, and then come down into a slight squat. So again, weight in the heels, knees slightly bent. So this one, you're gonna imagine you're drawing a slice of pizza or pie. So start with the elbow tucked into the ribs and then cross the body. Bring a nice sweeping motion out wide before pulling the elbow back towards the ribs. Notice if you're squeezing that bell. See how Sheila here is keeping that bell under the water? That is the most intense version of this movement. But if it feels like too much for your shoulder, you can bring half of the bell outside of the water to make it a little bit easier. If you're finding that this is a little bit tricky for your balance, use the opposite hand to skull and help keep you steady. So after about 30 seconds, we're gonna switch sides. Okay, so you wanna cross the body, make a sweeping motion wide before pulling the elbow back in. So again, like a nice slice of pizza or pie with that bell. Sheila's doing a great job here of keeping the shoulders right over the hips and equal pressure between her feet. If you want to pick up the intensity, you can try to pick up the pace a little bit. But again, this is your workout. It's all about you. Go at what pace feels nice today. Moving into our next exercise, the core rotation. You're gonna hold on to that bell with both hands. Arms are gonna be straight out in front of you. Keeping the feet about shoulder width apart. You're gonna rotate through your torso and shoulders. So similar to our warm-up rotation, here we're just adding a little bit of resistance, holding on to the bell. Notice how Sheila's gaze is following along with that bell. That's really gonna make sure that you get the full rotation in through the obliques. Try to keep both feet pressed firmly on the floor. Connecting with your breath, as likely your heart rate is starting to increase a little bit here. Keeping the hips square to the front of the swim spa should be your goal. So if you're finding that you have a little bit of a challenge with the range of motion, notice if your hips are square. And start slow. So you don't have to go the full half circle that Sheila's doing here. You can start with a semicircle. And over time, you will start to see improvements in the range of motion. It's all about building up that practice. So for our last two exercises in this set, we're going to focus on legs. So you can place the Aqua Strength bell at the side of the swim spa and turn to face one wall. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of room here to move laterally. So you're going to come into a semi-squat position. So again, you want to send the hips back, but keep the shoulders up and chest facing forward. We're going to shuffle side to side. So this you're going to really start to feel in through the glutes. This is that abductor movement. And notice how Sheila's got her feet planted firmly on the floor. It's really common for the ankles or the heels to want to come up with the buoyancy of water. So work to keep the heels on the floor. Take 3 or 4 steps to the left before returning 3 or 4 steps to the right. To increase the intensity, you can take short, quick steps and move a little bit quicker. But if this is your first time going through this workout, be patient, don't rush it. Know that there will be an opportunity next time to give it a shot. Try to keep those hips low in the squat. That's how we're really going to activate, fire up through that bum. Great job. And our last lower body movement of this set is called the standing hamstring curl. So this is a really functional movement. I love it. Hamstrings are what gets us up and out of chairs, helps us pick up our groceries off the floor. So we're gonna do one leg at a time, and you wanna try to keep your knee right below your hip. And then bring your ankle or your heel up towards your glutes. So you're just gonna go 1 foot at a time. We are gonna go through 2 rounds of all of these exercises, so every time we come back to it, you'll get a chance to try it again. If you wanna challenge your balance a little bit, you can take one hand off the swim spa, or maybe even both, holding on to your hips or sculling with your hands at your sides. And after about 45 seconds, we are going to switch sides, so taking the balance leg into the other foot. The faster you go, the more intense this movement is going to be. And why not take the opportunity to check in with the core, making sure that our core is stabilized, helping to protect the lower back. Couple more breaths here, couple more reps. Great job. Okay, so we're gonna go through that strength and cardio set one more time. So in the active aging workout, we wanted to put strength and cardio together to give you an opportunity to build some muscle and bring your heart rate up at the same time. So remember, this is your workout. It's all about you. You decide the intensity level today, and there's no pressure. So coming back to the squat to chest press. So perhaps in round 1, you kept the movements separate. So you did a squat and then a press. If you're feeling like, okay, I can maybe pick it up a little bit, see if you can press and squat at the same time. So do a squat and a press all in one fluid motion. If maybe you didn't sleep well last night, or you haven't had your Wheaties yet this morning, take your time, nice and slow. Focus on how the knees feel, how good the water feels on the hips. Just enjoy being in this moment and moving your body. That's really what it's all about. We want to move our bodies in a way that makes us feel good, helps us keep going, keep moving. Take a few breaths and notice where you're holding on to the tension. So it's very common to clench through the jaw or tense up through the shoulders. And especially when we're holding on to this barbell, it's really common to squeeze the handles. So try to soften and relax. Great. Now moving into the high knee to leg extension. So this is that combo movement that focuses mostly on the quads. So the quadriceps and muscle group in the front of your leg above the knee. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, again, hold that leg at a right angle and just kick and pull without returning the foot to the swim spot floor. So this one we do for 45 seconds on each side. You're also challenging your balance here. Did you know that at the age of 18, your balance starts to decrease more and more every year? So by practicing movements like this, we are helping to maintain our balance or get it back if we've lost a little bit of it. And now you can switch sides. So 45 seconds again on each side. You probably will notice that one leg feels a little bit different than the other, and that's okay. That's very common. Noticing these things is a way that we start to improve the mind and body connection. Again, if it feels like too much, slow it down, take your time, point the foot, skull through that free hand to help with the balance. Awesome. All right, moving into that shoulder slice. So we're going to grab the Aqua Strength bell again. Maybe this time you start with the opposite hand that you started with last time. The free hand is either on the hip or sculling beside you. And we're making that nice slice of pizza. So cross the body, straight arm, sweep, pull the elbow back to the ribs. Straight arm, sweep, pull the elbow back to the ribs. Notice both feet firmly planted equally on the floor. I love this one because it's so common for people to have shoulder injuries, shoulder tightness. This one really works on the range of motion with the shoulder. The more you practice this one, the easier it will become, and the more you will notice improvements in that range of motion with your shoulder. So remember, start with your elbow tucked in nice and tight to the ribs. Switching hands and working through the other side. Similarly with the legs, you will feel that one arm is slightly stronger than the other. So if you need to bring that bell a little bit out of the water to accommodate, go for it. Continue with your breath, keeping the core nice and tight. Great job. All right, moving into the core rotation, one of my favorites. The core is the center of it all. So come into that semi-squat, slight bend in the knees, arms straight out in front of you, twisting through the torso and the shoulders. Let your gaze follow the bell. Any resistance that you're going to feel here will likely come from your lower back. So honor your body if it's telling you, hey, don't twist that much. Honor that message and dial it back a little bit. Hands are relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Working to try and keep the bell underneath the water as much as possible. Keeping the hips facing forward in front of the swim spa. And twist, and twist. You're feeling the fire in the belly now. You're almost there. Good. This movement encompasses so many different elements of the body. Last few reps. Great job. All right, our last two, back down to the lower body. So we're gonna go that side to side shuffle. Again, maybe it's just you taking steps sideways, standing perfectly vertical. You will still feel it in the glutes. You will still fire up through those adductors, abductors. But if you take the squat, so bending through the knees and sending the hips back, that's where you really start to feel the burn in the bum. Remember to keep the feet firmly planted on the floor, the heels down. The water wants to bring them up. Try to keep them down. It's also really common here to bob up and down with every step, right? So the shoulders will go up and down. I challenge you to try to keep the shoulders in one straight line. So whether they're at the water level, maybe they're 6 inches above the water, try to keep that consistent with every step. That's going to take a lot of focus to keep the core engaged. But what it will do is really isolate the muscles in the lower body. 2 to 3 steps to the left and 2 to 3 steps to the right. Good. Okay, last one here in this set, the standing hamstring curl. So you're gonna face the wall, try to keep that knee right under your hip. So we're really isolating the hamstring there. Hands are soft. Jaw is relaxed. The toes in your supporting leg are spread nice and wide to really help you balance. We're getting so close to the end of our workout here. Another 30 seconds of this standing hamstring curl. Bringing the heel up towards the glutes, using the resistance of water to help build strength, keep you strong. Stay with us. You're almost there. Another 10. 3, 2, And 1. Great job. So, one of the most important parts of our workout is always a proper cool down and stretch. So let's take about 5 minutes to let our heart rate recover and focus on some of the areas of the body that we worked today. So we're gonna start the cool down with a side bend. Find a standing position that feels good. And we're gonna bring the arms straight up overhead. Keep your feet firmly planted. And fold to one side. So you're gonna feel a nice stretch, almost from your wrist all the way down to your ankle. Imagine you feel that nice side body stretch. Inhale to come on up. Exhale, fold and go the other way. Good. Now we're going to get a stretch in through the front of the shoulder. So bring one arm across the body and use the opposite hand to give yourself a gentle pull. Try to keep the shoulders and the hips facing forward. You're going to feel your heart rate slowly start to come down. That's great. And let's go on the other side. So again, bringing that arm straight across the body. The other hand acts as a little bit of a lever for a gentle pull. Your body will tell you when is enough. So listen to it and honor the signals and the signs that your body's giving you. Your muscles are quite warm now, so it's not the time to over pull. Let's get into the hips. So keeping the feet about shoulder width apart, we're going to do some nice hip circles. Hands are on the hips. You're going to press the pelvis forward and then slightly tilt it back. So we'll do about 15 to 20 circles clockwise. Maybe you'll feel a bit of a release in the lower back. And then we'll go about 15 to 20 going counterclockwise. Really make sure we loosen up through the hips and the lower back here. This is one of my favorite ones. It just feels so good, especially in the water. Few more breaths. Notice how the body is feeling as the heart rate starts to come down. And then from here, we're going to grab onto the side of the swim spa wall. We're just going to do some ankle rotation. So take your balance into the leg that's closest to the wall. Extend out through the moving leg. And we're going to make circles with the toes. Again, maybe 15 to 20 circles going clockwise. And then 15 to 20 circles going counterclockwise. Same thing through both legs. This one feels great on land and it feels even better in the water. The buoyancy of water really helps relax any tension in the joints. So let's do the wrist. Extend your arms out in front of you and make circles with your hands. You can do one hand at a time or both at the same, whatever feels good for you. If you want to open up through the fingers, it'll let more water pass through. It'll make that a little bit easier. And that is all for our active aging workout today. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check out our Every Body workout when you're ready for the next step. I'm Coach Jody Becker. Thank you for joining me in the SwimLife Water Workout Series. Welcome to your Every Body workout with SwimLife Swim Spas. I'm Coach Jody Becker, and here's your athlete, Sheila Trelevon. For our 3-minute warm-up, we're going to get started holding the Aqua Strength barbell. Put it behind you and hold onto it with your palms facing forward. We're going to take some steps towards the front of the swim spa, and then step backwards, starting to warm up through the core, the glutes, and the quads here. So you want to be standing perfectly upright, shoulders over hips, over knees, over ankles. And try not to let that barbell move forward or backwards. Keep it in the same spot. So you'll really notice how much you have to engage your core to keep that steady. Notice also Sheila's lifting her knees nice and high. That really gets the quads working, using the resistance and the buoyancy of water to warm up through the legs. Now we're going to move into the horizontal barbell rotation. So the theme of our warm-up today is really about getting into these total body movements. So you're going to come into a lunge. So start by bringing your left foot forward and your right foot back. And we're going to twist down to the right. So you've got that barbell out in front of you, and you want to twist out to the right. So you're pulling with your right hand as much as you're pushing with the left. We're going to do about 30 seconds on each side. Try to keep your hips again squared to the front of the swim spa and only rotate through the upper body. You will feel this challenging your balance. Try to have fun with it. And just take a few breaths before switching legs. So you'll bring your right foot forward, send the left foot back, and now you're going to twist to the left. So it's a combination again of pushing with that right hand and pulling with the left. Firing up through the obliques, keeping the glutes engaged to hold that lunge position. One more exercise here in our warm-up. Another full body movement that gets the shoulders firing, the glutes hot. So you're going to face one wall of the swim spa and just take steps side to side. So lots going on here. We're going to do a lateral raise. We've got the Aqua Strength bells in hand. So a lateral raise, bringing the bells up in line with the water. At the same time, taking a sideways step and coming into a squat. So bringing the hips back, bending through the knees. Try to keep the shoulders up and the chest forward. And to try to pick up the intensity a little bit here, you can go a little bit faster. Again, with the goal of warm-up is to bring up that heart rate. Start to have a little bit of fun and get ready for your workout. All right, so to get into our strength set, you're gonna wanna grab your barbell and we're gonna stand facing the end of the swim spa. So your barbell is gonna be vertical, up and down. The closer your hands are together, the more challenging this exercise is. So maybe start with them a little bit wider apart. And we're gonna start going counterclockwise. Okay, so what is happening here is you're making a big circle, extending and bending through the arms. Feet are a little bit wider than shoulder distance. That'll give you a good base of support. We're gonna do about 30 seconds going in each direction. So notice that your feet are not gripping onto the swim spa floor. You got nice soft toes. Shoulders are right up over the hips. And now we're gonna switch hands and switch sides. So it's even pull and push. Remember, if it's a little bit challenging, this is a challenging movement. You can always widen your grip. Think about what it is that you're stirring in this pot today. Nice heavy heels, soft toes. Great job. Okay, so you're gonna continue holding on to that barbell. We're gonna come into a push and pull with a plyo lunge. So you wanna take one foot in front of the other, and that barbell now is horizontal, parallel to the swim spa floor. Couple options for this one. If you're feeling extra strong today, you can do it like Sheila's doing it and hop back and forth, pushing and pulling that barbell, keeping it underneath the surface of the water. This is probably the most challenging version of this exercise. If you want to make it a little bit easier, I recommend that you just step back 1 foot at a time and push and pull at a pace that feels good to you. Remember, the goal here is more about building strength than it is getting in that aerobic workout. Our cardio set comes next, but we really are starting to increase the intensity here, so listen to your body. Good. We're gonna hold it here for 90 seconds, so a little bit of an endurance set. There's that fine line between listening to your body when it's asking you for a break and pushing yourself to challenge yourself, try something new, and get outside of your comfort zone. You know your own limitations. If you start to feel any pressure in the knees, take it back. Great job. Good work. Okay, so we're gonna put the barbell to the side of the pool and get into a movement called the diamond kick that really isolates the glutes. So this one requires some balance. Totally up to you if you wanna hold on to the swim spa, no problem at all. Start by taking your body weight into that left foot. We're gonna bring the right knee up in line with the hip and then take it wide. So options here, you can flex your foot if you wanna increase the intensity a little bit, or keep it pointed. Range of motion in hips is very unique to you, so listen to your body and don't push it past what feels good. This is a great exercise for runners. Get into that glute med. Often we also hold a lot of tension in the hips. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So take your body weight into the right foot now. Lift that left knee up, take it wide before returning it to the swim spa floor. You can scull your hands at your sides for balance, and absolutely no shame in holding on to that swim spa wall if this is your first or second time going through this. With practice, you will see that your balance gets better. Same with all of our movements here. If you want to increase the intensity, you can always pick up the pace a little bit. Last one. Done. Okay, so coming into our bell pass, this one's really gonna work the back. Grab onto the Aqua Strength bell, just one bell. Bring your feet about shoulder width apart. And you're gonna work on passing that bell, keeping it underneath the water. Passing it from one hand to the next. So options here. If you want to come into a lunge position to give you a larger base of support, go for it. Keeping your feet about hip distance, shoulder distance, that will be the most challenging version of this exercise. Finding yourself in a lunge gives you much more space to balance, which will help as you drag that bell through the water. So really feel that squeeze in your back, in the upper back. We're working here on lats and traps and getting into the rhomboids as well. nice. Okay, so for our final movement of the strength set, you want to have a bell in each hand. This is going to be called the front raise to lateral raise, a movement that we do on land as well. But in water, again, we're using the resistance of water and the buoyancy to build strength on the push down. I love this one because on land, we have to fight gravity to lift up, and here we're pushing down, doubling up the intensity in the water. So you're gonna go lateral raise, hands come up in line with the shoulders wide. To front raise, pull the bells down back towards your hips, keeping the core nice and tight. So you'll see here Sheila's standing with her feet about shoulder width apart. Again, that is gonna be the most intense version of this exercise. If you wanna bring it down into a lunge, go for it. Let's do 3 more reps. All right, so that's wrapping up the first round of our strength set. Let's go through that one more time. I love going through these exercises twice. It gives you an opportunity to try them again, play around with the intensity, and find out what works for you. So we'll start with that cauldron again. Your witch's brew. Feet will be either shoulder width apart or a little bit closer if you want to make it tougher. Hold that barbell vertically and start again going counterclockwise. Maybe this time you'll bring your hands a little bit closer together. Try not to squeeze the handle too much. Keeping those shoulders right over the hips, soften the jaw, let go of any tension that might be starting to arise. You know this one now, you got this. How are those feet? Are they gripping the floor? Can you soften the toes? Now switch your grip and go the other way. Nice big circles. Equal push and pull. I love this movement because it focuses both on the chest as well as the back. Last 3, 2, 1. All right, so coming into round 2 of our barbell push and pull. Again, if you're feeling up for it, if you ate well today, you slept well last night, we're gonna jump doing that plyo lunge while pushing and pulling that barbell out in front of you. So many opportunities here to build strength in the body. Nice soft grip on the barbell. Strong core, that belly button is in. One of the great things about working out in the water is that it's so much safer on our knees. I personally don't love doing this workout on land or this movement on land, but in the water, that water really protects your knees, the joints, the ankles. It's a really safe environment to start to practice these movements. Good, keep it up. If you need to take a minute to catch your breath, you do what you need to do. Again, round 2 is where we challenge ourselves, try to get a little bit outside of our comfort zone. If you're feeling like it's too much, I would suggest rather than stopping, just start to slow the pace. And if you're not out of breath, let's pick it up. Last 3, 2, 1. Great job. Okay, so moving into our second round of diamond kicks. You can put that barbell on the side of the swim spa and find a spot where you can balance on one leg and give yourself some space to take that knee nice and wide. I love this movement because it really gives you the opportunity to open up through the hips. We're challenging our balance here a little bit by standing on one leg. But again, we want to focus on building the strength first. So if you're finding that you're losing your balance, go ahead and hold on to the wall because we want to get into the glutes here. We want to really isolate those muscles. And if we're falling over, we're going to have less chance of doing that. So we've got 45 seconds on each leg. See if you can get a few more reps here. I know that bum is burning. Good. Now let's switch sides. So that knee comes up, take it wide, feel that nice stretch before returning it down to the floor. Try to keep your foot flexed if you can. Pointed or flexed, do one or the other and stick to it. Good, that standing leg is strong. Slight bend in the knee, not locked. Knee comes up and wide, return to the floor. Last 3, 2, and done. Coming into round 2 of the bell pass, you're gonna grab onto one of the Aqua Strength bells and hold it out in front of you. Okay, bringing the shoulders down under the water, your focus here is really keeping that bell below the surface. You're gonna pass it from one hand to the other, really feeling that squeeze in your shoulder blades as you drag the bell out in line with your shoulders. Find the position that works for you for your feet. So again, feet shoulder width apart is definitely more challenging than if you come into this lunge. We want to be able to isolate the shoulders, so work towards finding a position with your feet that feels stable. Let's do a couple more. Great. Okay, finishing off our strength set. Going back to the front raise to lateral raise, we have a bell in each hand. Find a nice steady position with your feet. We're gonna go lateral raise. Bells come wide up in line with the surface of the water. Push them down before lifting them up in front of you. This is a very challenging movement. So if you're starting to feel a little bit of the burn in the shoulders here, one way to increase the intensity would be to go quicker. But if you want to decrease the intensity, a little bit of a regression, go one hand at a time. That takes away some of the intensity, allows you to get through this 1 minute exercise. We still have the cardio set to go. Don't want to burn you out too quickly. Stay focused, you're almost there. Nicely done. Last one. Great job. All right, so that is our strength set all wrapped up. Now we're gonna get into our cardio set, which focuses on bringing the heart rate up and building your aerobic capacity. I love this one here. We're gonna get into the barbell kayak pulls. So holding on to the barbell. You want a lunge position for this one for sure. So one foot in front of the other. And just imagine you're out on the ocean, alternating sides, pulling back. It's more about the pull. So you've got your hands nice and wide. Pull, pull, pull. So you really want to have one foot in front of the other here to give you that strong base of support. And about at the halfway point, you can switch sides with your feet. Okay, I love how Sheila's getting into a nice rhythm here. You want to try to match that rhythm. But if this is your first time trying this exercise, focus a little bit more on the technique. Get comfortable with the movement. And then as you start to get a little bit more comfortable, it feels good and smooth, you can start to pick up the pace. This one will definitely take your breath away. Let's do a few more, keeping that heart rate up. Focus on your breath. Building our aerobic capacity sometimes means getting outside of our comfort zone. So if it's your body telling you to stop, well, listen to it. But if it's your brain, you can tell it to take a seat. You got this. Great job. Okay, so that one you're definitely going to feel in the shoulders. And we're going to keep the shoulder work going as we get into the split stance, push and pull. But this time we're going to isolate the shoulders and arms and hold on to a bell in each hand. So grab onto those bells and come into your split stance, otherwise known as a lunge. So you're going to bring 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. And it's just like it says, a push and a pull. Now, we've done this movement before in the strength set. The difference here is it's all about cardio. So the goal is trying to pick up the pace and get into a nice rhythm. So it's a little bit of a lunge hop back and forth, pushing and pulling, moving those bells quickly. See how Sheila's keeping them underneath the water. She's creating quite a bit of a wake there. That's what you want to aim for in your swim spa. See how she's rebounding off the swim spa floor. You want a nice soft landing on the knees. Again, the water is there to protect you, but listen to your body. We're going for 2 whole minutes here, so find a pace that works for you and stick it. Notice the shoulders. Are they getting tense? Are the hands squeezing the handlebars? You want to soften. Rather than taking a break, if you need to take 1 step at a time, go for it. Getting into a total body movement here. I love this type of work as an alternative to running. It's really a low impact way to keep up your fitness. Keep it up. Find that rhythm. Last 10. Come on. And 3, 2, done. Good job. All right, so coming into the chair squats, still holding on to our Aqua Strength bells. I'd like you to bring your feet a little bit closer than they were in previous movements. So coming into a chair squat, you want the feet about hip distance apart. Now we're going to rotate the bells so that the palms are facing each other. This is going to mimic more of a low row movement, getting into your lats. So a chair squat, we're going to send the hips back. You want to keep nice heavy weight in the heels. Toes are light and soft and not gripping the swim spa floor. Reminder, in our aerobic set, it's all about finding that tempo and getting into your rhythm. So as you sit back, you want to extend your arms forward, and as you stand up, you pull the bells on either side of your ribs. If it helps, bring your breath into a rhythmic breath. With every movement, take an inhale as you send the hips back and exhale as you come up to standing. Yes. So much going on here. We're working through the glutes. Squeeze them as you come on up to standing. You're pulling back. Again, another functional movement that helps with things like picking up the groceries, picking up the kids. Good. And try to keep the shoulders down away from the ears. If they're starting to creep up a little bit, relax them down. You're having fun. If you've got a little bit more in the tank, I want to see you pick up the pace here. Heart rate is up. You're feeling uncomfortable. We're almost there. Last 10. Last 3, 2, 1. Yeah. All right, so 2 more exercises in this set. You're going to continue holding on to those Aqua Strength bells. This one's going to be tough. So bring them together. You want to hold them nice and tight together. And we're going to twist Bringing the bells on either side of our hips. Bending through the knees. Good. And the way to make this a little bit less challenging is to let your gaze lead the way. So the hands go, the shoulder goes, and the gaze go all at the same time. One of the trickiest parts of this movement is going to be about keeping those heels on the floor. They're going to want to come up, so try to keep them on the floor. And with every movement here, if changing up the stance feels better, feels more accessible to you, then go for it. This one I really enjoy doing in a lunge position or split stance. So feel free to do that, but just make sure you switch sides. So this exercise really focuses on the abdominals, but keeping in mind that everything is connected. So you could potentially feel this in the lower back and the hips. You're wanting to focus equal amounts of push and pull. So when you twist, you push down with the outer arm, and you're also pulling down with that inner arm. Couple more. Great. All right, so rounding out our cardio set, we're gonna do another one of my favorite movements. This one's the skater, and it's all about the lower body. So you've got those fins on your ankles, and we're just gonna hop side to side. So we're gonna use the long edge of the swim spa. And we do this movement on land as well. But again, inside the swim spa is a great opportunity to do low impact. And we can also hit some other muscles in the swim spa because we're having to drag those ankles through the water. So you're taking a nice long lateral hop side to side, bringing the ankles up towards the glutes on the other side. You want to keep the chest up so that your gaze is forward. If at any point you need to take it back, catch your breath. You can always keep both feet on the floor and just alternate side to side. Adding in the hop increases the intensity. This is our last one, so really push through it. We're only doing one round here. Let's make it count. As your arms come through the water, they're adding a little bit more intensity, increasing the resistance. Stay focused. You came in here to get some work done. Let's get it done. Nice wide hops. You're almost there. 10. Great work. Nicely done. That is our cardio set complete. Now we're going to get into our cool down. All right, so cool down is such an important part of our workout and definitely not to be forgotten. So we're going to start by stretching our hamstrings. Really, really important here. You want to place your heel on the floor. So we're going to do one at a time. Start by placing your heel on the floor. Toes are going to point up to the swim spa surface, and you're going to just gently lean forward to get into your hamstring. Okay, from there, we're gonna go into a quad stretch. This one does require some balance, so again, feel free to hold on to the swim spa wall if needed. Grabbing onto your foot, you want that knee and hip to stay in line. Not only are you pulling the heel up towards your glutes, but if you squeeze your glutes, you're gonna activate that stretch even more. Just a nice, gentle stretch. Again, the muscles are quite warm, so you don't wanna over pull. As the heart rate starts to come down, the pace of your breath is going to come down. And then we'll do a little bit of a back bend here, opening up through the chest. Just take a few breaths, relax the shoulder. Soften the jaw, pressing those hips forward. Good. Now you're going to extend the arms out in front of you. Clasp the hands together. Push your hands away from you like you're trying to push them into a wall. Drop your chin to your chest and you'll feel a nice opening in your back. Good. I love this stretch here. This is a nice hip opener. So we're going to come into a lunge stance. So our left foot forward, right foot back. Just gently press the hips forward and you're going to feel a nice stretch in your right hip. Okay, and then switch sides. So you'll bring the right foot forward, left foot back. Again, bend through that front knee. Press the hips forward. You'll feel a nice, juicy stretch in your hips. Okay, my hope is that you feel this tomorrow, but that you're still able to move. Okay, a figure 4 stretch coming up next. You're going to take your right foot, cross it in front of the left knee, and just gently sit back as if you're coming into a chair. Good. And switch sides. Follow the lead of your body on all of these movements. Thank you so much for joining us today. Great work. Congratulations on finishing the Every Body workout. Stay tuned for our warrior workout, which is coming up next if you're ready to push it to the next level. I'm Coach Jody Becker. Thank you for joining me in the SwimLife Water Workout Series. Hi everyone, and welcome to your warrior workout. I'm Coach Jody Becker, and here is your athlete, Sheila Trelevon. This workout is going to test your limit, so make sure you've got your fins on, and we're gonna start with the Aqua Strength bells in hand to get right into our warm-up. So we've got the Aqua Strength bells behind us now, one in each hand, and we're just taking some steps forward and backwards. Keeping the core engaged, we're standing up nice and tall, and I want you to lift those knees up as you walk forwards and backwards. Try not to let the bells move. Hold them in place. You will find throughout this workout, you're going to challenge yourself, get a little bit outside of your comfort zone. That is what it's all about. If this is your first time going through this workout, welcome. If you've done this one a few times, get ready to work hard today. Next, we're going to focus on getting warmed up through our legs, starting with a high knee to leg extension. So we're just going to do one at a time. And this leg extension, keeping the foot flexed, gets the quads and the hamstrings firing at the same time. So you want to keep that knee up in line with the hips, and it's just a nice kick out, kick in, kick out, kick in to warm up those muscles. From there, we're going to go right into a high knee to kick back. So again, an intense warm up, starting to get the heart rate up. You want to push your heel back behind you, almost as like you're trying to kick someone out of your way. Get into a nice quick rhythm. Not wasting any time in this workout. Knee up, kick back. Now we're going to turn around and go through both on the other side. So we're just going to start with knee coming up in line with the hip, extending and curling through that knee. Keep your foot flexed. This is how we use the most water resistance to build strength. Okay, so we got 30 seconds of high knee to leg extension. If you're really feeling strong today, you can let go of the swim spa wall and just use your balance for this one. And now we're going to move into the kickback. Ready? Here we go. Knee up, kick back. Knee up, kick back. Let's move. Good. Get that heart rate up. Power, power, kick back. Creating quite a bit of wake in the swim spa here. That's what we're after. Nice, strong warm-up team. Here we go. Last 5. Go. And good. Done. Okay, so getting into our strength set, we've got 4 exercises. We're going to do 2 rounds, and we're going to go for 1 minute each. So this one is our barbell pass. You're going to hold that barbell vertically. This one's challenging. Yes, you really feel this one in the shoulders. So you want to pass the barbell from one hand to the other, trying to keep it vertical. It's a push and a pull movement. Okay, so you push it forward and then you grab it with the opposite hand and pull it backwards. This is a really great way to isolate the shoulder, but you're also testing your balance here and firing up through the core. Okay, so our next movement is one of the most challenging in our library. This is a figure 8 movement. You're gonna bring the barbell horizontal, so parallel to the swim spa floor, and hold it out in front of you. And the goal here is to make a figure 8 side to side. See how Sheila's got a little bit of a sway going on in the hips? That will definitely help. Remember that the strength is all coming from the abdominals here. So the arms are like the vehicle, but a lot of your power is coming from the core. The wider your legs are, the wider your stance, the easier this will be. You got a bigger base of support. You can start to include the glutes. So Sheila's got a really aggressive stance here with the feet nice and close together. And if this is your first time doing the warrior workout, even just start with some small little figure 8s. And as you get more comfortable, you can increase the size. Last 3, 2, done. Okay, you've probably seen enough of that barbell for a couple minutes, so let's place it on the side of the swim spa and grab onto the Aqua Strength bells. This movement is called the push down, pull up. And I love this one as well because it's another great opportunity to isolate the shoulders. So remember, this is our strength set. Hey, if you want to increase the heart rate, if you want to increase the aerobic workout here, you can start to pick up the pace a little bit, as Sheila does. But your priority is going to be all about getting the shoulders burning as you bring the strength bells in line with the surface of the water and pull them down. So it's a double whammy. You've got to pull up, you got to fight the resistance of the water to pull up, and you've got to push them down. So there's no gravity helping you here like there would be on land. You really have to work to push them down. The bonus is the squat that we've got included here. Again, heavy heels, light toes, sending the hips back. Inhale as you send the hips back. Exhale to push up. Stick with it. You're almost there. Couple more. Good job. Okay, so our last movement in this strength set is called the split stance flies. So just like it says, open up that stance, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Now this one you might recognize from being on land. You typically do this one laying backwards on a bench. So you're going to take the arms wide, leading with the knuckles, so the knuckles are facing back behind you. And then you're going to squeeze as the chest pulls the bells together in front of you. So another double whammy as you pull back, move through the resistance of the water. If you want to switch your legs halfway through, we're about there. Just to change up the stance, make it even. And then to increase the intensity of this one, you could do a couple things. You could bounce back and forth from one leg to another. It's an option. And you can always pick up the pace. Couple more. Good. All right, so coming into round two. Round two is the opportunity to improve upon our technique, push ourselves a little bit harder, and really dial it in. So we're starting with the vertical barbell pass, just like it says. This is much harder than it looks, as you know. I feel this one in the core just watching you guys do it. Great opportunity when we isolate left and right as well to notice, which side is feeling a little bit stronger today. Always working on increasing that mind-body awareness, not judging it. And then the lower that bell is in the water, the more challenging this becomes. So we keep it pretty close to the surface to start. But you listen to where you're at today. All right, so our second figure eight of the day, this is going to be the last one. So make it count. You're holding that barbell parallel to the swim spa floor, and we're going to make a nice wide figure eight. So again, it's that sweeping motion with the hips. Helps get you into a nice rhythm. Try to keep equal pressure from your left foot to your right foot. Yes, you're going to sway from side to side a little bit, but try not to overcompensate too much on one side. As you continue to practice this exercise, you will find you can make those figure eights bigger, but start small. I would say out of all of the exercises, I find this one to be the most challenging. So be kind to yourself as you work through this one, warriors. You're almost there. Last one. Great job. All right, let's ditch that bell and grab onto our individual bells for our push down, pull up. So again, more work in the shoulders here, really building strength in the shoulders for this movement. It's a down and an up. Let's get the whole body working here. So we've got the palms facing down, knuckles are pulling up towards the surface of the water, and then you're pressing down, bringing this strength bells on either side of your hips. Okay, round two, this is where we push it. So let's pick up the pace of that squat. Feet no wider apart than your shoulders, team. Let's challenge ourselves here. Heavy heels, let's go. Come on. You're past halfway now. If you're feeling this at all in your lower back, I want you to think about engaging through the core, up by the diaphragm, and squeezing your glutes as you come on up to standing. Keep pushing. We've got 10 seconds. Push, pull, push, pull. Couple more, and done. All right, our last one in the strength set, the split stance flies. So if you started with your left foot forward last time, let's start with your right foot forward this time. I'll give you the cue at the halfway point for you to switch legs, but really let's focus on the chest and the back. Arms are pretty much straight, so we've got a slight bend in the elbow. Inhale as you take your arms wide, and exhale as you squeeze, bringing the bells back together. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Good. Hands are soft. Nice balance here. Keep the shoulders as close to the surface of the water as you can. Staying connected to your breath. Let's do a few more reps. Last one. Good. Okay, team, great job. That is the strength set behind you. So now I'm gonna work on trying to bring your heart rate up, pushing you, getting you a little out of breath. Yep, your shoulders are gonna feel it. Let's grab onto that barbell, starting with our kayak pushes. So if you've done our every body workout, you know the kayak pulls. This is 2.0 with the kayak, okay? This is the warrior version. We are gonna push. So it's as if we've gotten our kayak stuck and we need to back it out. We're pushing forward. Split stance is really the way to go here, so keeping one foot in front of the other. Again, remember, the wider your hands are, the more accessible this exercise is. If you're feeling like, hey, this ain't no thing, then bring your hands closer together to increase the intensity. Cardio set is all about getting into a rhythm and finding your tempo. Let's go. Push, 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 push. Find that rhythm. Don't give up. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so you can place that barbell on the side of the swim spa. We're gonna grab the bells again, and we're gonna do a jump squat combo. I love this one, but remember, this is the warrior workout. We came here to work today, so let's get into it. So we've got a jump squat. Feet are gonna be about shoulder width apart. We're gonna rebound off of the swim spa floor and land nice and soft. Now again, the water is gonna help protect those knees and joints, but if you have any injuries, listen to your body and follow its lead. Okay, once we've got that jump squat nailed, we're gonna add in the push and pull. Push and pull is such a functional movement, again, helping us to do everyday things. This one is really, really meant to take your breath away. This is our cardio set. And it's really common for my brain to be like, I'm getting tired, I wanna rest. Keep going. You've got 15 seconds here. Warrior workout is not for the faint of heart. Almost there, don't quit. Last 4, 3, 2, 1, great job. All right, so we're gonna hold on to those bells now and work a little bit on our balance. This next movement is called the power swing. It is gonna test your ability to kind of move multiple parts of your body at once. So it's like brushing your teeth with the wrong hand. We're gonna swing one leg forward and back, while also bringing the hands alternating forward and back. So we've got one leg that's doing a lot of the work to balance you. This is all about your coordination. So if you're an avid cross-country skier, perhaps you'll find this one to be no problem. At about the halfway point, we're gonna switch sides. So you can go ahead and do that now. So you're gonna balance on your other leg. Note, really common for one leg to be more comfortable than the other. Take your time. Remember, we're gonna do 2 rounds of this cardio set, so totally fine if this set is all about just getting into a groove. Few more on this side. That's great. Couple more. Done. So in line with our warrior workout, we're gonna do some aqua jogging or aqua running. No bells needed for this one. Gonna give yourself lots of space. So go to one end of your swim spa. And then you wanna tilt forward a little bit. So this one's running in the swim spa, taking 4 or 5 steps. Then you're gonna turn around and go in the other direction. So really these fins are dragging through the water. Sheila is making this one look easy, but I'm telling you, team, this one is not easy. You're gonna feel it in the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings. Be aggressive with your stance. So you've got a slight lean forward. And to increase the intensity, follow Sheila's lead here and add a little bit of a kick back behind you. So it's an exaggerated run. On that note of exaggeration, let's bring the knees up as well. So a full exaggerated knee up, kick back. Couple more. Good. All right, so keeping up the intensity of this cardio set, one of my favorite, most challenging exercises is called the squat jack. I know when I'm on land and I can do this movement, I am in good shape. So water is a great place to start. Squat jack, you start with your feet nice and wide and you pop up and bring them back together. This one's all about, again, finding that rhythm, finding that tempo. If you are experiencing any pain in the knees or the hips and you want to step out side to side, that is a great modification for this movement. You can see Sheila's got her elbows coming up high and wide. Lots of options here with the hands. You can keep them on your hips. You can have them extended out to the sides. I really want you to just focus on the legs. Really great for building strength. Adductors, abductors. We've got 10 seconds. Stay with it. Get low, pop up. Get low, pop up. Yes, done. Last one in this set, plyo lunges. So it's a split stance with a hop, and team, I want you to commit to the full minute and stay focused. The warrior workout is not, like I said, for the faint of heart. So find your rhythm, make sure you're feeling safe, and then go. I love how Sheila's pumping her arms forward and backwards here. Helps you maintaining your balance, but also increases the intensity a little bit. Look at that determination and drive in her face as she rebounds off the swim spa floor. You are halfway. 30 seconds till we are done. Round 1 of this cardio set. You got this. Boom, boom. Keep going. For so many of us, water provides this safe place for us to do this kind of work. Low impact, high energy. Last 5. And good. Done. All right, so getting into round 2 of our cardio set. Our opportunity here to continue working through the shoulders, continue getting that heart rate up. Let's go. So kayak pushes round 2. We're gonna go for a full 60 seconds. Get into your split stance. Find your positioning of the hands on the barbell and commit to it. Strong core. Good. Yes. So it's all about the push here. This one helps us to build strong biceps. Get into your groove, find that rhythm, and then see, you're halfway. Can you do 30 more seconds? Pick up the intensity. You are a warrior here. Find a way. You're gonna feel so good when you're done. Now is not the time to back off. Power through it, last 10. Push, push, push. 3, 2, 1. All right, so you can ditch that barbell now. Grab onto the Aqua Strength bells. Let's go for our push and pull with the jump squat combo. So feet are gonna be no wider than shoulder width apart. So get into that nice rhythm of the jump squat. Palms are facing each other here, and it's a push and pull. So notice how the elbows stay nice and tight to the ribs. Extending out through the arms as you inhale, exhale, power off the floor, and pull the bells beside your ribs. A minute's gonna feel like a long time, but you know what? You've done this one before. You can do it again. You're halfway. Stay focused. If you're starting to feel it in the lower back at all, engage that core. Keep your belly button tight. Squeeze through the diaphragm in the upper abdominals. Bounce off the swim spa floor. The water keeps you safe. Last 5. Come on. And done. So now we give you a little Breather, opportunity to catch your breath while we focus on some coordination. So the power swings, 30 seconds on each leg. So if you remember what leg you started on last time, let's start on the other one. We've got the arms more or less straight, so slight bend in the elbow. You're gonna swing them back and forth while at the same time swinging that moving leg as far back and as far forward as your own range of motion will allow. Foot flex definitely increases the intensity. If you want to point the toe, that's fine too, but I just recommend that you do one or the other. Now let's go ahead and switch legs. Find your balance, and then start your swing on this side. One foot will always be much more comfortable than the other. And if you fall out, just get back in. Come back to your breath. Couple more. And done. Great job. All right, coming into our last 3 movements here, we are going to go without the bells. So similar to what we call a body weight exercise on land, these 3 movements are going to challenge your heart rate. Let's get that VO2 max going. We've got a minute of running now. So we've got the fins on. And again, we just want to take 2 or 3 big steps. And then we're going to turn it around and go on the other side. So let's go exaggerated movements with the knees up, almost like you're trying to drive the knees up towards the chest. And then really push those heels back. I'm almost thinking like it's one of those Greek gods with a huge boulder on their back, right? You're leaning forward, knees up, drive the heels back. Good. This one's meant to be outside of our comfort zone. We're pushing for another 5 seconds. Come on. Big focus, big push, push. Good. All right, let's keep this going. Coming now into our squat jacks. I want you to stay super focused. So face one side of the swim spa. Take a nice wide stance, big breath. And we're gonna hop and rebound off the swim spa floor, taking a wide stance and pulling your feet back together. So it's called a squat jack because it's almost like that jumping jack combined with a squat. So you want to get nice and low, send the hips back. This is another one of those movements where I can feel it in the bum just watching Sheila do it. The point is to get uncomfortable. The point is to get the heart rate up. If your mind is starting to say, okay, I've had enough, that means you're doing it right. We've got 20 more seconds here. We're getting so close to the end of our workout. Just think how well you're gonna feel after this. Last 10 seconds here, power through it, push. And done, good job. All right, the final movement in our cardio set to finish out our workout. I want you to commit to being excellent at this one, our plyo lunges. So you're rebounding off the swim spa floor, alternating left foot forward, right foot forward, left foot forward, right foot forward. Arms are pumping at your sides to really get the heart rate up. You know how your body feels. So you listen to your body, you stay focused, and you ask yourself, can I push it for another 30 seconds here? Really getting your heart rate up has so many benefits for the mind and the body. Thank yourself for coming and doing this workout with me today. Last 5, stay strong, team. And done. Great work. So we're going to take a few minutes to cool down and make sure we stretch. We're going to start by bringing one knee at a time up towards the chest. This is a great glute stretch. If you want to hold on to the side of the swim spa, go for it. Really honor your breath as your heart rate starts to come down. From there, you're going to take the knee wide. Give yourself a nice hip opener. You know your range of motion. Try not to push past that at this point. Cool down is not the time to be pushing. It's a gentle stretch, pulling the knee here on the other leg up towards the chest before taking it wide. Soaking in all of the goodness from your hard work. From here, we're going to see if we can grab onto one foot and straighten out through the leg. So this is a pretty intense hamstring stretch, not accessible for everybody. So if you want to place your heel on one of the swim spa seats, that would be a great way to get into your hamstring without having to balance on one leg. Now let's open up through the shoulders. So you want to clasp your hands behind your back. Feel that nice opening in the chest. Again, honor your breath as your heart rate comes down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now let's reach the arms up overhead, get into the triceps. So take one hand to the center of your back, grab onto the opposite elbow with the other hand, and just gently push and pull. So you're going to push the elbow into your hand with a gentle pull. And switch sides. So if you're wondering where we worked the triceps today, it was a lot happening during those kayak pushes, as well as the push and pull in our cardio set. Last stretch here, we'll just get into the wrists. Often we forget about the wrists. So you place one hand in front of you, pull your fingers back towards you before turning your palm to face down. Way to go, warriors. Congratulations on getting through that challenging workout. I'm Coach Jody Becker. Thank you for joining me in the SwimLife Water Workout Series.